Hi Interact, I'm Steven. Today I'm going to be covering the September 22nd agenda for the meeting we had today. We have a Make It meeting tomorrow at 6:45 in Mr. Harris's room, but of course if you can't make it, that's cool, because you're here, getting all the info. So, first things first, what is Interact Club? So Interact Club is this international service leadership organization made of high school students. And there are thousands of chapters across the world. We represent almost every single country on Earth. And it's just students who are out there trying to make a difference and make the world a better place. It's a child organization of Rotary International. If you've never heard of Rotary International, you may recognize their work in trying to eradicate polio, which is a awful, awful disease, which is almost eradicated thanks to Rotary and the World Health Organization. And so Interact is essentially that same thing. We do international projects, we do local projects. It's people donating their time and effort into making a difference. It's a really cool organization to be part of. So, now for the introductions. My name is Steven. I'm the president this year of Clear Springs Interact. Unfortunately, you don't get to meet our other officers because it's my house and it's late at night, and that'd be weird if they were all here. But you'll get to meet them later. You'll also get to meet our wonderful sponsors, Mr. Harris in room 2422, and the wonderful Miss Deckert. You'll also get to meet some of our friends over at our local sponsoring League City Rotary, such as Miss Berta Gaskin, Miss Kilgore, and Dr. Robinson. Dr. Robinson was actually the one at our meeting today because Miss Gaskin was unavailable. And so you'll get to meet them very soon. Now that the introductions are out of the way, we will cover what is actually supposed to be in this video, which is the agenda. Dun, dun, dun. So, up here, you'll see that there are a couple of links. The first one is to the Interact interest form, which basically tells us that you are interested in joining. Did I say Rotary Interact interest form? Whichever. Which lets us know that you want to join Interact. The second is to the YouTube channel, which you probably don't need because you're here. But yeah, go ahead and find those so that we know that you are interested. Specifically you, and not just anonymous YouTube viewer. And then additionally here is, there's two QR codes at the bottom, right there, that probably won't do you any good because you're watching a YouTube video. But if you want a copy of this agenda, just come find me, Mr. Harris, one of the officers, Ms. Deckert, we'll get you one. So yeah, now for the projects. The first project that we have on the agenda is the Rice Drive. So if you were with us last year, you may remember we did this Rice Drive where we invited people into the library, we had pizza, we had this like little get together, and in the course of a few hours we raised over 400,000 grains of rice on freerice.com. So like freerice.com is this website, right? And it asks you academic questions, and then for everyone that you answer correctly, the United Nations World Food Program will donate 10 grains of rice to a person in need. And within a couple hours, we raised 400,000, which is enough to feed a person for like 3 weeks. 3 weeks! I mean, that's ridiculous. In a couple of hours, enough food for 3 weeks. So it was this really, really fun, successful thing. And so this year, we're extending it. Don't tell anyone because we haven't officially announced this yet, but we'll be challenging the other schools within the district to a bit of a Rice Drive-a-thon, working title, to see who can raise the most in the course of a week. It'll likely be the week before Thanksgiving break. We've already spoken to Miss Love. Miss Love is totally on board. My friends over Clear Creek have already spoken to their principal, totally on board. And then I believe my friends at Clear Falls have spoken to their principal, who is on board. So that's going to be happening, so stay tuned for more details. Next thing is a recycling program. So very soon we'll be deploying these little blue trash bins into the cafeteria, and they're color-coded by what you will recycle in them. One color is a black and white, which will be, if I'm not mistaken, the plastic bottles. And so what happens, like, that one doesn't really require explanation. You just recycle plastic bottles. The other one is chip bags, and is like the rainbowish color one, if I'm not mistaken. And this is really cool. There's this business that will take your Frito-Lay's chip bags, not just Fritos and Lay's, like the company Frito-Lay's. They will take those chip bags and they will like turn them into stuff, into like bags and purses and stuff, and they will sell them. And the money they take from those transactions will then be donated to a cause on your behalf, which is really cool. So now you've got like this double whammy charity thing going on. Um, so we only have a couple of those because we've been hand decorating them and it takes a while. So look out for socials for us to have little recycling bin decorating parties. So yeah, look out for that. Next is Tab for a Cause. So Tab for a Cause is this website browser extension. What happens is you put it in your web browser. I put it in Google Chrome. I find it works really well with that. I don't know about the other ones. And then what happens is every time you open a new tab, you don't just open a new tab. And so instead of bringing up like this blank page that just says you have opened a new tab, it opens like this picture and info about a charity. And then there's like little banner ads on the sides. And if I'm not mistaken, it lets you like link to social media forms of social media, like your Tumblr, your Facebook, your Twitter, whatever. So you can actually get updates there. And the money from those little banner ads will be donated through Tab for a Cause. And so like last year, Tabbers, as their users are called, raised enough money to provide clean water for 5,600 people for over a year and to save 182 acres of rainforest. And that was just through water.org and Conservation International. They also donated to other causes. So that was just two examples of what they did. So this is a really crazy cool organization. And so what we're going to be doing, besides just inviting you to participate, we have a petition which we will be asking you to sign if you'd like to. And then we'll be sending it off to the CCISD Board of Trustees, to Dr. Smith, to Dr. Ebell, asking them to implement this browser extension into all CCISD computers and tablets and technology stuff. Because we'll be opening the tabs anyway, might as well put it to a good cause. So come find us if you want to sign the petition, or get info of what Tab for a Cause is. It's really cool, and you can even personalize it to where you see you see certain causes more than others, and so those causes will get more of the ad revenue that you're raising when you open a new tab. Which is really cool. And you can create groups. So we're asking CSCISD if they would form a group so that we know how much we raise collectively over time. So yeah, that's Tab for a Cause. Finally, we have an upcoming social this Thursday. Football game. If you show up to the stadium an hour early, we'll paint your face. Or you can paint other people's faces. I don't know. It'll be fun. Rumor has it that the game may start an hour early. I don't know about that. I'm going to confirm that, but come find me. I'll give you info. So show up an hour early. We'll paint your face. It'll be fun. That's about it. Like I said, makeup meeting tomorrow morning at 6:45 in Mr. Harris's room, 2422. They'll have a regular meeting again in 2 weeks in the cafeteria at 2:45. And then, of course, makeup meeting the day after, 6:45, 2422. If you have any questions, find me, find one of the officers, Mr. Harris, Mr. Deckard. We are happy to answer your questions. That's about it. And you're not alone when you're joining this organization. Just keep that in mind. Dr. Smith is a Rotarian, for one. Mr. Harris is a Rotarian. Ms. Deckard's a Rotarian. My grandmother is a Rotarian. My aunt was a Rotarian. My uncle was a Rotarian. I mean, they're everywhere, in a good way. So know that you're joining a good group of people when you do. Like I said, any questions, come find us. We are happy to help you. And if you have any ideas for projects, come find us. Please come find us. This is your club, and we want it to be about what you want it to be. Additionally, there are a couple of other things that I've probably failed to mention that I know Mr. Harris and the other officers wanted to talk about. Like, oh my gosh, thanks to the Rice Drive, Clear Creek will now be having an Interact Club. My friend over there wants to form one. So that's cool. We're like forming Interact Clubs based off of ours. That's so cool. There's probably other stuff. I don't know. Come find me. Come find Mr. Harris. And then in future videos, it will probably be a PowerPoint with the voiceover of me, of one of the other officers, of Mr. Harris, Ms. Deckard, a combination of all or not none of them, but some of them, updating you on what you might have missed during the meetings. So yeah, that'll be fun. Welcome to Interact Club, Caw, and DFTBA.